Hi everybody, we are here today with our last Super Art Supply of the week and our last day with our Super Art Supply series. So we have been providing lessons for the last 6 weeks, Monday through Friday. And we have been using our really cool friends, our Super Art Supplies. This week we were teaming up with our friend Peaceful Play-Doh. If you watched our video from yesterday, which was an insect lesson, you may have seen in the background that Peaceful Play-Doh got broken apart to be used in our lesson yesterday, so we don't have our actual friend with us. By Quinn. But we do have Play-Doh, so you need your Play-Doh today. We are going to learn a little bit about engineering today. We're going to become engineers. And so what you need, aside from your Play-Doh, is a piece of paper. Cardstock works best, but regular paper works fine. You'll need some tape, and you'll need at least one piece of cardboard, but 2 is ideal. These are about half the size of a sheet of paper, and those work great. Quinn, can you help me with something? That just fell on the floor. Can you pick that up?
I'm copying this.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we are going to start out with our Play-Doh, and we're going to break it into 4 pieces. And the way that I find breaking Play-Doh and keeping it even to be easiest is if you twist it. So I'm going to hold it in both hands and twist my Play-Doh apart.
Mommy, I need to cut it.
I don't have any scissors right now.
I need to cut it.
You can use your hands. Watch how I do it. I'm breaking it apart, okay? So I'm breaking my Play-Doh apart into 4 pieces that are about equal, about the same size. And I'm going to roll them into balls or spheres.
I need to cut it.
You can do some cutting after. I don't have scissors right now.
Mommy.
Okay? You can play with your crayons and the Play-Doh that you have over here, if you'd like.
Mommy.
Yes, Cal, I feel your hand.
How do I make this into a triangle?
You know what? I'm not quite to that part yet with our friends, so I'm going to wait and I will show you when we get there. I know you already did your rolling. Alright, so as I roll, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about engineers. So an engineer is someone who builds things. There are different types of engineers. And Calla, maybe you want to share a little bit what we know about engineers. Who's an engineer that we know?
Dada.
Calla's daddy is an engineer. So we are pretty excited about this lesson today to be engineers ourselves. So engineers build things. They get plans from other engineers or from people called architects, and then they have to build whatever's on the plans. And so today we're going to learn a little bit about building, and if you're an engineer, you need to know how things are built and how things can be built in a way that's strong and safe. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so we have our 4 equal balls of Play-Doh. I'm going to set those aside. The next thing that we need is our paper and our tape, because we are going to create a few different types of roofs for our structures that we're going to build.
Yeah. What kind?
So we already have our pieces of cardboard that are cut and ready to go, but we need to make a roof structure. And roofs are often, not always, but often shaped like this. And this is called a triangular prism. And we know that because on either end, it has the shape of a triangle. And then on its 3 sides, it's the shape of a rectangle. So we're going to make our own rectangular prism roofs out of paper. We're going to start by taking our paper and folding it the short way. We call this the hamburger way.
And it looks like a hamburger.
It looks a little like a hamburger bun when you fold it, or a little book here. Okay, so I've got my paper folded the hamburger way. Now I'm going to lay it flat on my table in front of me so that I can see the part where I creased it to fold it. And now I'm going to fold one end. I'm going to take the corners and fold one end halfway up to the crease. Not all the way, halfway. Just like that. Can you see that? And I'm going to run my fingers. I'm going to try to make sure it's lined up, the corners lined up along the edge, and I'm going to run my finger along the crease. Okay? I can. You did it. That looks awesome. Yeah. Why, you have a frustrated look on your face. Can I help you with something? What is it that you feel? You want it to be flat. It doesn't actually have to be flat because we want it to stand up like that in a minute. Okay? As long as it has this crease here, we're good to go. So now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to take the 2 corners. I'm going to find my center crease. And I'm going to fold those 2 corners down. I'm going to do it on my table so hopefully you can see it. Halfway to my crease and make another crease. Like that. Okay? So when I open it, my paper looks like this. There's 3 creases, the middle one and the 2 ends. And now I'm going to bring the ends of my paper, hang on just a moment, together like this. And that's where I'm going to tape it. Let me help Calla with the crease. You got it. We just need to fold it a little more. Can you press the crease? Now slide your finger all the way down. There you go. You got it. We're good to go. All right, now we're ready for our tape. 2 small pieces will do it. Would you like a small piece of tape? Okay. I'm going to hold it up. We're going to bring our 2 shorter ends of paper together, and we're going to tape it at the top here.
How do I do this?
And another piece at the bottom. And you will see that you've just created your own rectangular prism roof. Okay? You got it. All right. So, Calla and I both have a roof. We're ready to go.
How do I get it together?
How's that? All good? You did it. All right, we're going to set our roof aside. So, the structures that we need to hold our roof up are called columns. And columns are posts that stand upright or vertically, and they support a structure that's on top of them. It's usually a ceiling or a roof of some sort. So we have our roof, we have our Play-Doh, and we're going to use each piece of Play-Doh to make a column. And the way we're going to do that is rolling it. You can start by rolling it between your hands. So it's going to start to look like this. So it's getting a little longer. It's still rounded, but it's getting a little longer. This is called creating a snake or a coil with Play-Doh or clay. And once you roll it a little in your hands, you're going to start rolling it on the table. We don't want to roll it too much. I would say you want to roll it until it is about the width of your hands. See how when I hold it up, it about fits right across my palm? Yep, and if it ends up a little longer, mine's a little longer, you can actually gently smush the ends a little bit, give it one more little roll, and just see if it's closer to the width of your hand. There we go. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do that with each of our pieces of Play-Doh, and our goal is to make each piece the same height. Okay, so I'm going to roll it in my palm first, and then I'm going to roll it on the table. Okay. See, it feels like it's about the width of my palm. You can feel it getting a little longer under your hands. And I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to compare it to my first one. And I'm going to see, oh, this one I'm making is a little bit shorter, so I need to roll it a little longer.
Mine's perfect.
Oh, yours matched just right. Okay, feels about right.
See, mine's not.
There we go. Now they're the same size. All right, I'm going to do that with my other ones.
Mine are the same size.
Cal's ready to go. Doing the same thing with my other 2. Compare it, almost. Compare it again, a little more. Okay, I have 3 that are the same size. I need to make 1 more. It's okay if they are not the same thickness. What's more important is that they're the same heights.
Oh no. No.
Yeah, that one's a little long, so Calla's gonna smush it down a little between your hands and re-roll it so it's more like the same heights. Okay, I think.
Oh no, too long. I know it's too long.
All right. I have 4
And the best
columns
way to do
that are the
it
same
is to
Cool.
pull off one.
You can pull off a little bit. Yeah, you can do that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set our columns upright, like we were talking about. I'm going to move so you can kind of see that. So you can kind of stick them to the table a little bit. There's 2. And I'm going to see if those are the right distance apart because I want these columns to hold up my roof by holding up each corner of one of the rectangular sides of my roof that I made. So here and here. So I'm going to go like this. They need to be a little bit farther apart. Yep, that would do it. See how they're going to fit just right underneath? And now I need my other columns to hold up the other two corners. So let's see if that's the right distance apart. A little closer together. So the trick is you need to push them down a little bit so that they're going to stand up on the table. And then, are we ready? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns.
Make them bigger.
You might need to make them bigger, yeah.
How do I make them bigger?
I will help you in one moment. I have 4 columns. They're all standing upright. And I'm going to put my roof on top. I think it's going to hold. I think I was a successful engineer. Look at that! I just made a structure. And I bet you did too at home. Awesome. All right. So, Calla, what we're going to do for you is make sure that they are, sometimes you have to use your hands to mold them a little bit. Let's give this a little so friends can see. Okay. And we've got this one right here. Quinny's serenading us in the background today. All right. So, let's, wow, Quinny, that's lovely. All right. So if it's too thin, it's not gonna hold it up. So that's why instead of breaking pieces off when it gets too long, we kind of smush it back together, or it won't be thick enough. So let's see. You think we're ready? You think that's gonna hold up the roof? Why don't you grab your roof and see if it's gonna hold them up. Did it work? It did. Calla's worked too. Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna get a little trickier. Oh, is that one not tall enough? Yeah. You want to make them a little taller? Now I'm going to break my columns in half.
How come?
Because I'm going to make a 2-level, a 2-story building this time with my cardboard. What do you think of that? All right, so now I have 8 pieces. And I'm going to do exactly what I did before. I'm going to create columns. This time I'm going to create 8 of them. And they're going to be just a little bit thinner, but I'm still going to try to keep them about the width of my palm. Okay. Okay. Maybe a little bit shorter than they were last time. That's fine too. I'm going to roll it up a little more so I'm more precise. There we go. Right about the width of my palm. All right, so I'm going to make 8.
Too small.
That one's pretty small. And you know what, Calla? You actually broke your Play-Doh apart already into 8 pieces. So what you want to do is keep yours together and roll the rest of your pieces into columns.
No.
No, you don't want to do that? All right, we can see if it works. Part of being an engineer is figuring out what's actually going to work. And sometimes that takes experimenting. Experimenting, it means we try something, but we're not exactly sure what the outcome's going to be. We have to try it to find out. All right, so what do you think? Well, I'm going to work on my columns and show everyone how we're going to do a 2-story building. You can decide if you want to make your columns really short the way you are now, or if you want to put some of your pieces back together and roll the other spheres that you had made earlier. That is totally up to you. Okay. I think that's a good plan. I think they will be a little bit stronger. So you can continue after we are done with our video experimenting with different ways to make structures with your Play-Doh. You can use different things to create roofs or floors. What else could you use? You could use different types of paper. Maybe you could use heavier things that you might get in your kitchen, like the covers to Tupperware containers. Those are a little bit heavier than cardboard or paper. It might be cool to see if you can build columns that are going to be strong enough to hold up that. All right, we are ready. I have 8 columns, all right about the same size, the width of my palm.
1, 2, 3.
I have my 2 pieces of cardboard ready. So I'm going to set my columns up.
I'm not ready.
Okay, you keep working. Just like I did before for my other roof, I'm going to see if they're far enough apart. Oh, I eyeballed that pretty well. Those are just right. I'm going to put 2 other columns out and see if they end up being in the right places. Yeah, all right. Now you see how I'm smushing them down just a little bit on the table. I'm pushing the base of the column, that's the bottom of the column, into the table so that it sticks just enough so that they stay upright like columns are supposed to. All right, so I've got 4 columns. and they're holding up my roof, my ceiling this time. And now I'm going to take my other columns and I'm going to put them right on top.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1,
And I'm going to really gently support the bottom of my ceiling that I just put on and push the columns that I'm placing on top down just a little bit. Just like I did onto the tabletop. But I have to support my ceiling, or else if I push too hard, it's going to smush the columns that are underneath supporting the ceiling. So I have to hold on to the cardboard, push it down just a bit. All right, we're getting there. Supporting my cardboard, pushing down just a bit. Okay, I have my 4 columns on top of my ceiling. Oh, my last one. He rolled away. I need to make him a little more sturdy. All right, I think we're ready. I think we can do a second story. We did. I'm gonna pull this a little closer so you can see. We have a 2-story building that we engineered. Callie, you are ready to build yours as well. You ready? You want to build yours? Or do you want to add yours on top of mine and see if we can make ours even taller? You want to do that? All right. So we're going to put, let's see, we can experiment here. Oh no, I lost a column. We're going to get experimental here with you. We weren't planning on it, but I think we can do it.
Wow.
We're going to see if we can add one more story before we sign off here. 2 more. 1 more floor. I think we have to be really careful to not jiggle the table too much. Do you think you can help me with that, Calla? All right, I'm going to start by putting them in opposite corners. See if that helps. Yep. Okay. Oh, man.
The best way to stick it is to push it down.
Yep. Oh. So that's what I was talking about before. You got to make sure you don't push on the columns below or else it's going to fall. All right. Ah! So, as you can see, we need to work on our structural integrity a little bit. I think we need to make our columns a little more even to make this work. We're going to keep playing with this. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to our Kindred Arts channel. We're going to be changing it up next week. So if you've been watching every day, we're going to be doing new units starting next week. They're going to be nature-based, and we'll be offering about 3 videos a week. We're very excited about it, and we hope you join us for that. You can scoot on over to our Facebook page for more updates. It's Kindred Arts on Facebook. And if you want to check out our website, www.kindredkits.com, you can see what we offer for kits that we ship right to your home so that you can have more creative hands-on experiences in your own space. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.